Chess fans, Tata still 2023 is living up to all of the hype. All of the hype. Today, I bring to you Fabi versus Jorden van Foreest. Round 3. Let's get right into this bad boy. E4. Anytime you see the masters play E4, they came to party. They came to get busy. Fabi is playing no games. Now, Fabi has shown up to the Tata still with a whole new haircut. The one you see on the screen, that's the old haircut. That's Afro Fabi. We got haircut Fabi. We got clean cut Fabi for Tata still. I'm a fan of Afro Fabi, but clean cut Fabi comes with E4 saying, it's time for me to get that big W. We get this. You may have seen this before. This nice little setup right here. Seems pretty good for black. You know, you get the knight in the middle of the board. You got some open files situation going on here. Game continues. And we get the D5, F5 combo, keeping the knight in the middle. However, F7's wide open. You know, a very famous GM that tells you never push the F7 pawn. If you know his name, say his name in the comment box below. So we get the double pawn outpost for the knight in the middle. Let's continue. Queen comes in. Then we get the knight. Finds a nice little cozy square in the middle as well. Now, this knight was coming in. This knight wanted to take this out and disrupt the little pawn synchronicity. Then the pawn, if it was still on E5, will become a target. So we get the swap out. And then we get F3. And you'll notice, very, very, very instructional. You'll notice here that they don't take on, Fabi doesn't take. He plays bishop F4. Why doesn't he take the knight? And if you'll notice on the next move, his opponent understands he doesn't have to move the knight. So why? Well, I have that variation for you. If pawn takes, what you're going to see is black's going to get a tremendous amount of counterplay. And it looks like this. Bishop's kicked out. Obviously, bishop has nowhere to go. Attacks the queen. Pawn says no, no, no. The bishop has to drop back. And now the double snipers get active. Boom. First and foremost, let's take out this rook. And then we get the dark squared bishop getting active. You got to get some development going on. Then the rook comes over. The queen has to get out of dodge. And it's just black's calling all the shots from here on out. And you might ask yourself, well, what happens if you take that pawn and you just watch the eval bar just die in favor of black? Obviously, look at the activity. Look at the controlled squares. Look at these controlled squares. King's just in dire trouble. Because once that queen comes over, now it's just game over. You're going to force a check here. The queen's going to check. The king's going to come back here. And that's mate. It just gets real nasty. So you have time. So bishop comes out. Fabi understands. He's a super GM. We get that pawn protected, because if you don't protect this pawn, the bishop comes. That's checking your king on your king. You don't want to allow any tempi. Just playing really sound. At this point, Jorden pops his knight back, understanding that once these bishops get traded off, he no longer has the advantage of trading down that exchange in favor of activity. Fabi chooses to protect this very strong bishop outpost in the middle of the board. As you can already see, eval bar in favor of white, just a tiny bit, but you can see why. You can see why. So Jorden van Foreest plays the first dubious move of the game. And Fabi finds a computer move. Knight A3. You know, what do they say? They say knights on the rim are dim. Well, guess what? He ain't bringing his knight to the outside. He's bringing that knight straight to the middle of the board. Look at this middle. Look at this middle. Look at these squares. Oh. So Fabi playing a very great positional game here. And then Jorden plays this move. Eval bar. You see the eval bar move a little bit? And right there, Fabi says, oh, okay. And I think what Jorden was thinking was, you know, I really enjoyed my knight being here with 2 pawns. What if I can get my knight here with 2 pawns? And Fabi goes, yeah, none of that's going to be happening. We're going to challenge that right now. We trade the pawns out. Queen comes over, applying pressure. And then doesn't immediately take. Fabi plays his very quiet King H1. Computer doesn't call it dubious. Doesn't exactly like it. I think it called for another move. But, you know, Fabi's saying, take a look at my position. My position is sound. There are no moves for black that really make any sense. It's on you, Jorden. What are you going to do? How are you going to proceed? Jorden says, you know what? This pawn's going to die anyway. Might as well let it die here. Tries to get a bit of counterplay. Fabi says, not the knight. I think I'm going to need the knight for later in the game. So we get this type of trade. And then Fabi plays another quiet king move. Obviously because he understands that with the dark square bishops out of the game, this light square bishop's going to come into the game. He doesn't want any counterplay. Again, Jorden, the ball is in your court. You tell me what you want to do with this game. Jorden was supposed to play the bishop move, which Fabi was expecting by playing G1, King G1. And if you want to pause the video right here, you can find the wonderful tactic that pretty much wins the game for white. And Fabi does find it. Mr. Savage himself. Knight takes G4. Can't take. You can't take. Because if pawn takes, queen check. And that's it. That's just game over. That's mate. That's mate. So Fabi brilliantly finds knight takes G4. Little tactic. Jorden finally plays the bishop move that he was supposed to play, bishop D5. Knight comes back, right back to a square. Job's done. Drew blood, took one of the homies out, gets right back. Jorden thinks he's got some counterplays. He's like, oh yeah, well I got my bishop in here. And Fabi just quietly moves the queen out the way. And then Jorden says, oh, but this is an even better position. And Fabi goes, oh yeah, well let me show you something. Wow, sack the exchange down. You know, something that rookies would be afraid of, you know, trading a rook for a bishop. Fabi goes, oh, no. That's pawn compensation. It's activity compensation. And everything from here is just beautiful play. We get Fabi bringing the rook over, understanding we got to get the rooks on open and active files. And, you know, right here, you bring the rook over to G6. You're aiming at my king. Fabi checks it, goes, yeah, I still got the knight playing defense. I'm not worried about that. Amateurs like us, we panic. Fabi, cool and calm, collected, brings the rook down to the back rank, B8, eyeing down this whole rank. Queen gets out the way. Queen obviously wants to, you know, protect, get some activity, also liberating the bishop. So there's no, like, you know, funny tactics happening here. Fabi, cool, calm, collected, slowly just going to push these pawns up the board. Takes. And now this bishop comes into the game. Fabi is going to pin the bishop to the queen. Queen wants to alleviate. Fabi goes, no worries. I'll protect this pawn with the rook. He wants to trade out rooks. Fabi goes, you know what? I have no problem with that. Queen goes back, and then we get our check. Now, before we continue any further, look at this center. Just look at it. Oops. Look at this center. Look at this center. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful, beautiful center with the knight in the background, waiting to back everybody up in case things go down. King's got to move. Fabi goes, well, I'm ready to start trading down pieces here and bring this thing to an end game. And another dubious move, Queen E6. Computer was calling for H3, trying to challenge the position of white. Just really a desperation move. Much better than trading up these queens. Fabi goes, we are going to do this. But first, let me snatch this pawn up. And then now we get a check. King comes into the game, attacking the rook, obviously. Rook slides over. And Fabi, cool, calm, and collected, plays King E3, understanding that if rook takes, this pawn is just way too fast. This pawn's going to queen. Can't get the rook there because pawn will take. Can't get the rook behind the pawn because king will take the rook. And this square and that square are just ineligible, illegal moves for the king to go to. And this pawn is going to queen. So Jorden, recognizing that, moves the king over, hoping to get some counterplay. And after a few more moves, Jorden says, you know what? These two passed pawns are deadly. Fabi's a beast. He's not going to lose this end game. Me as an amateur, when I'm thinking about this game, I'm thinking getting the knight in here behind the pawns. Maybe tracing the king here. I don't know. At the very least, if you have the knight make this, if you have the knight making this maneuver, that just prevents this rook from ever attacking this pawn. Not saying this is the right move. This is your homework. Go look at how you would probably finish this endgame. But you also have the potential of taking this pawn, pushing these pawns. And yeah, it's just, you have one pawn versus two passed pawns. And then these guys are eventually about to be passed pawns. And you already have this passed pawn. Yeah, it's just a winning end game, especially for somebody as professional as Fabi. And Fabi goes on to win this one with a 98% accuracy. Now, Van Foreest has a 95% accuracy. Imagine playing with a 95% accuracy and telling your friends you lost. In school, that gets you good grades. In chess, that gets you a big fat L. Jorden played very well. I think he played very well. Fabi just proved to be a superior chess athlete today, and comes out with the big dub, man. Going in round 4 tomorrow. If you guys want chess lessons, tune in Mondays and Wednesdays at 8 p.m. right here with Feel the Power Chess Academy. If you want to get a supplement, herbal supplement, 100% all natural, go to trymasterfocus.com. And this is my cheat code to focus, concentration, memory, and flow. Also a little bit of energy and good mood. If you mention that you watched the chess stream, then you will get a discount. I'll go in and take $20 off of your full price subscription at trymasterfocus.com. Hope you enjoyed today's analysis. And until the next time.
Didn't listen to me then, I bet they feel me now. Don't let me lose it. The booth not about to prove it. I said goes and pursue it. You the best to never do it. Invest my money talking fluent, stupid, ducking the Judas. It broke my heart, but over my eyes, you have no honor, I have no choice. Chasing the commas till I'm gone. I've been left for a minute. On my way home, mama, I promise, got caught up in it. Damn, everybody eats when I'm batting at the plate. First, second, third, home, $1 million